All right, we're going to look at how to evaluate vectors. So we are given the vectors A, -6, 2, and B, -3, -1. So we want to find 8A. Need my toolbar here. There we go. We want to find 8 times vector A and vector A minus vector B. So 8 times vector A, we are going to, this is just vector scalar multiplication. So we're just going to multiply each piece by 8. So that becomes vector -48, 16. A minus B, we want to take vector A, -6, 2, minus vector B, which is -3, -1. And we're just going to subtract the vectors. So -6 minus a -3 gives us -6 plus 3, which is -3. 2 minus a -1 gives us 2 plus 1, which is 3. So this would be our new vector, A minus B. And this is vector 8 times A. Okay. So here, we're asked to construct a vector that is 0.7c, having initial point P. So again, scalar multiplication, we are changing the length of this vector. So the original length of this vector is 1. Now we want a vector that has a length of 0.7. So if we have this vector that is c units long, or 1c units long, a vector 0.7 of that starting at the same place would be right about there, because that's about 7/10. So we are just multiplying that vector by a scalar of 0.7. So similarly, if we wanted a vector that was 2 times c, starting in the same initial point, we would just create a vector 2 times that length. All right, so here we are translating a vector. This says we have a vector with initial point 2, -4. So I'm going to go ahead and graph that. So we have a vector initial point 2, -4. So here, and a terminal point 5, 3. So there's our terminal point 5, 3. So there's our vector. And it's translated so that its initial point is now at the origin. Find its new terminal point. Well, what do we need to do to this point 2, -4 to get it to the origin? Well, we need to go 2 units left. So we need to subtract 2. And we would need to go 4 units up from -4. So we would need to add 4. And that would get this point. So again, see, 2 units left, so -2, and 4 units up gets us to the origin. So I'm going to subtract 2 and add 4, which makes that point now at 0, 0. So the question is, what does that do to this point, 5, 3? Well, it's going to move in the same direction, so it's because we're translating. So we're going to move 2 units left, so subtract 2, and we are going to move 4 units up. So this new coordinate becomes 3, 7. So we've moved it 2 left and 4